Welcome to August here on the show. I cannot believe we are full on go, man. People going back to school. The traffic has picked up. It is insane out here in the neighborhood. So it's gonna be good. A lot of kids going back to school. They're gonna get smarter. It's gonna be fun. But as we start a new week, I'm fired up about what we're learning last week together. The idea of having a personal operating system, an OS, if you will. I mentioned that Mark Miller and I have written a new book called Lead Every Day, which is the name of our company. And that book it teaches our leadership operating system. I'm excited about that, coming out September 2nd, which will be fun. I've got a copy right here. Book looks real good. It's a really cool, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the book, really cool design there. Gonna be fun. But I started thinking about what would it look like to have a personal operating system, one for your life. And if we're gonna have a design for our life, we talked about this last week. I kind of introduced the concept, but today I want to get into the weeds a little bit. I say today, this week, I really want us to focus on our morning. I think the morning is so important, and specifically our morning routine. There's so much power. I'll say it this way. There's power in the first hour. This is the moment of your day. And yet, according to what I've been reading and what I've been learning, there's a lot of people that are losing the first hour of the day. In fact, the statistics show us now that 69% of people, the first thing they do when they wake up is reach for their phone. 7 in 10 people, literally, first thing they do is they reach for their phone. And when we pick that phone up, immediately we go into reactive mode. A lot of different things begin to happen when we pick up a telephone to start the day. And most of the time we're not making a call. So we're just checking technology. What did I miss while I was asleep? And I think how you start your day really determines how you live the day. In fact, there's a lady named Louise Hay. I found a quote. She said that exact thing. She says, how you start your day determines how you live your day. How you live your day determines how you live your life. And I think that the first hour of the day is so important. We talk about winning beginning at home. I think winning begins when we win the first hour of the day so much. It's just incredible. There's a spike in our cortisol. It's at the highest the first hour of the day. And our bodies, our brains, everything, they're ready to be on go. And what we fill them with those first few minutes is going to be really important. It's going to determine whether we're going to win the rest of the day. I've always believed if you win the first hour, you got a shot at winning the rest. And this goes all the way back to, I don't know, it was probably how long ago? 35 years ago. I'm living in Texas, and it was opening day of baseball season, ironically. And the Rangers, who were not very good, they had won the game the night before. And I woke up the next morning and heard or maybe it was the night of the game. I don't remember, but I do remember it was Dale Hansen, who was he's a longtime broadcaster out in Dallas area. And he came on I guess it was after the game. He came on the news that night and he said, well, I got good news. He said, we won the game tonight. And he said, if you don't win the first one, you can't win them all. And it's kind of laughable to think that a baseball team's going to win all 162 games. But his point was well taken. Like, if you don't get off to a good start, you can recover, but why get off to a bad start when you have the opportunity to start the way you want to? And so I really want us today to think for a second here about our morning routine. What if the first hour of your day really did determine the trajectory of everything else? I mean, what if that's really true? Have you given any thought to it? And here's what I've noticed in my own life. I'm either going to design my first hour of the day, or I'm going to just live by default and see what happens. I'm going to scroll and I'm going to look at the screen and I'm going to get up and are you kidding me? Why would we not want to be intentional in that first hour of the day when where our brain is brightest and most alert and ready to go? And you may be thinking, well, I'm not very bright when I wake up, not very alert. I'm kind of groggy. That'll be for another episode. When we think about our operating system, we'll talk about sleep at some point. But right now, let's just assume we're awake and this is our best hour of the day. What are you going to do during that first hour? I think that's really important. And I do think there's a difference between being intentional and being reactive in our mornings. And the leaders I know typically have a really good thought through start to their day. And so what does that look like for you? Now, you get to choose. I'm not going to prescribe here. I'll describe. Let me describe for a second. So the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I always try to, after I go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do to start the day, I try to go and make sure that I hydrate first. And so I start by drinking a couple of glasses, big glass. I got a big glass that I set out the night before. I know I'm going to go in there. I've got a place where we get the water. I drink a couple of glasses first thing. There's some things that I try to read at the beginning of the day. I want to set my mind on things that are positive. And so, again, these are just some things. Sometimes I will exercise in that first hour of the day. I don't use the whole hour to exercise, but I'll make sure I stretch, get moving, some of those kind of things. I want to be proactive in what I'm doing there, very, very intentional. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing, challenge you really to do the same thing. You've got to think through what you're doing. If you don't, you'll just go into default mode. And the next thing you know, you're halfway through your day and you're not focused and you're not really locked in on things the way you want to be. And I think we can miss the opportunity really to create some momentum, if you want to think about it that way. I think our morning victory, our morning win, that winning the first hour of the day, really can create momentum. And it's interesting. We think about momentum all the time with sports teams and games and all this kind of stuff. Getting off to a good start, it just gives you a chance to run the score up, so to speak. And so as you think about your morning routine, I think there's a compound effect goes into place. It's not enough just to have a good morning routine one day. You hear this today, and then tomorrow, okay, I'm going to get locked in. What if you did this day after day after day? It's like you're putting together a chain of strength that's going to help you win, I believe, the rest of the day. And I don't think you can win all the hours if you lose the first one, obviously. So let's make sure that we're thinking about that. So today I got one little action step for you. Very simple. Tomorrow morning, I want you to set aside, before you touch your phone, set aside 15 minutes and you choose what you're going to do, but choose one thing that is going to move you toward who you want to be. One thing that'll move you toward who you want to be. 15 minutes. You can either read, you can exercise, you can meditate, journal, simply sit quiet with your coffee, whatever some of us, I know we got to have our coffee to start the day. I know somebody's like, first thing to do, they got to have coffee. That's great. You get to decide. Find your favorite place, get your favorite book, find something positive, really more than anything, and spend some time thinking about where you want to go today. If you can do that, I think you really will be on your way. Win the first hour of the day. To me, it's the most important hour of the day. And we're going to talk about it, not just today. I'm going to give you some different things that you can do that I think will help you win the morning. So, that's my challenge for you as we go into a new school year. Routines are getting established, all that kind of stuff. Maybe the most powerful routine that could be established in your home over the next few weeks is your morning routine. Give that some thought. Give that some attention tomorrow. Come back for more. Love you guys. Remember, winning begins at home.